Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing my secret for long-lasting reds and using no lightener. I don't even remember the last time that we used Lightener, and her hair was done about 11 weeks, a little over 11 weeks before in this video, and this is what she is going to look like when we are done. So super vibrant, but still that natural-ish red. So once again, this is what we are starting with. We've got a little over 11 weeks worth of regrowth, and so we are going to be lifting and depositing with permanent color. Now, this is my client, Jenny. She's been with me for a long time. She's about a natural level 4-5, and there is quite a bit of silver. I'd say like 30% in some areas. So I am using Kevin Murphy permanent color. Now, I have been using Kevin Murphy as my permanent line for probably 10 years, maybe a little over 10 years. I absolutely love it. I basically started using it when it first came to America. But Danger Jones is about to release their permanent color line Epilogue. And one thing that I will say, I have heard that the reds are incredible. So I cannot wait to get my hands on it because in my opinion, these Kevin Murphy reds are my personal favorite out of all of the permanent colors that I've tried. I know that Wella is very popular for their reds, but I absolutely love the multi-tonal color that you get with Kevin Murphy. It's not so much an opaque color, it's very translucent. So that is what I love about it. And from what I know about Epilogue, the new Danger Jones permanent color line, there are a lot of highs and lows. So it's also going to be a multi-tonal color. That makes me very happy because I hate when color is too flat or opaque. But before I keep talking about that, let's get into a little bit of what I'm doing right now. So I am applying that permanent color. I take these really nice thin diagonal sections just like that. Make sure that I spread the hair out and then I feather it down so that there's not like a line where the permanent color stops. You can see that I'm just kind of feathering it down just like that. But I'm really saturating and covering all of that virgin hair because we want to lift that to match the rest of it. And you can still see how vibrant that red is, even though it's been almost 3 months. Now, the formula that I am using on Jenny is 586 with 56. The 586 from Kevin Murphy is a violet red, and then the 56 is just a straight red. And those are level 5, which is like a medium brown, or technically it's a light brown, but it's pretty much a medium. So we're using a 586 with 56, and with Kevin Murphy, in order to cover gray, you really want to use that 30 volume developer because Kevin Murphy's 30 volume acts like a 20 volume. There's no ammonia in this color, no PPD, no MEAs. So I think that because there is no ammonia, that is why you have to bump up the developer. But that is what I am using on her. And now I am just going to keep on taking these sections and feathering down after I hit the root. Now, the only other downside to the Kevin Murphy is that it does have to process for 45 minutes to get the full lift and gray coverage. That is a bit of a long time, but you will survive. I mean, I think it's worth it for how beautiful the reds are. And the new Danger Jones ones I have read will be a 35-minute processing time. So that will be exciting. I cannot wait to get my hands on those reds. Also, you may notice there is a Christmas tree in the background. No, I do not still have my Christmas tree up. This is from December, so I am pretty backed up on my videos. It's when I only release one a week, yeah, they're gonna get a little bit backed up. So don't worry, I don't still have a Christmas tree up. Now, if you're wondering why I took those diagonal sections versus horizontal as I made my way up, that is so I don't have any lines. Now, I know that the color is going to deposit and lift really even anyway, but I still like to have that feather. And when I'm taking those diagonal sections, I know that everything is gonna blend nicer. But now that we are done with those back quadrants, I am taking vertical slices from my front quadrants and then just pulling them back and connecting it to the rest of the hair. You can see I'm still taking those super fine sections because I want to make sure everything is covered. I love doing these vertical sections when I get up to the front because it also helps me to avoid their ear. I'm always going to wind up getting a little bit of color on there, but if we can avoid directly painting all over their ear, that's going to be a plus. So now that we are almost done applying the base here, as soon as I finish, we are once again going to let her process for 45 minutes. And if you have somebody who has really coarse or resistant grays right around the front in this area, one trick that I love to do is just get a foil and then kind of split that foil in half and really cover the front of their hairline with it. That is going to really press that hair down and then keep it nice and warm so that it can lift and process and cover that gray. Because we all have had those clients with those pesky silvers up front. So when I have someone like that, I just like to lay a foil down right across the front, and it usually takes care of the problem. But you've got a really good view here of how nice and thin I like to take those and how I smooth it out, and I don't let the hair kind of fold in together. I really take it apart and make it a nice clean section that pulls back. You don't want it all smushed up. And we are done applying our base. So as soon as I do this, I'm going to show you the next step, which is applying a semi-permanent glaze over it. Now, if I wanted it to be more of a natural red, I could absolutely use the demi glosses over it, but I like to go vibrant. My client likes to be vibrant, so we are going to be mixing the Danger Jones semi-permanent colors. So I have a mixture of Diablo, Checkmate, Masquerade, and Hustler. As soon as I am done, you will see me swatch it on there, and then I'll put the actual formulas right up top. But I love to do a semi-permanent glaze over everything. It just makes it so much more beautiful and vibrant. So there is my finished formula. I will have that in the description also. You can see I added that extra 10 grams of Masquerade, which is the dark purple, and that deepened it up just a little bit more how I like it. Because as you can see, because we use that 586, she has that more burgundy red tone. So I want it to be really nice and deep burgundy, not like a fire truck red. So right now I'm putting my K18 mask into her hair to get it nice and healthy. I just shampooed out her color with my K18 Detox shampoo, and then I like to brush that mask through and let it sit for 4 minutes. And then that means that it's fully activated and into the hair. Then I just do a really quick blast dry just to get it like slightly dry. I probably have it like maybe not even 50% dry at this point because we really just want to gloss this up and give it that extra bright red, but we don't need it to be completely dry to do that, which is great because it's going to make my application so much quicker and it's also going to use less product. So I am just going to go through with these fairly large sections and then just put my red formulation all through and saturate. Now, because our permanent color did most of the job and she already has this beautiful dark burgundy red, I don't have to worry about taking crazy super fine sections because I already know that it's going to be nice and saturated. It's already going to be red. We are just kind of coating it, like I said. So my sections are a lot bigger than they would be if I was doing a full semi-permanent color. And I am just going to work this through. Super simple. And as always, I did add my B3 Brazilian Bond Builder into my semi-permanent color. That's going to help with the strength of her hair and also with color longevity. It's basically very similar to Olaplex, where it's a bond builder that you can add into your color or lightener. except as I've talked about before, the B3 does not slow down developer. Not that there is developer in a semi, but if you were to use B3 in your lightener, you would not change your developer as you would with Olaplex. Somebody commented and asked for some B3 education, so I absolutely will post that eventually as well. Maybe I'll do a whole video on B3 stuff. But as you can see, I am just making my way through and really saturating with this red and getting it all through her hair. Now, once I do this, she's going to process for about 20 minutes. Doesn't need to stay on there forever. And then it's just rinsed out with ice cold water. I think that this is just such a great trick for long-lasting reds because yes, you're gonna get a beautiful red color with your permanent, but just putting this extra little gloss over it is just going to increase that longevity so much. By the time she is like 6 weeks into her color, it's going to look like she just got the regular permanent color done. So that is what I love about this. She's gonna get a few different colors as it fades, and like you saw, 2.5 months later, she still had a beautiful burgundy, but she needed her roots. So that is why she's there. And doing the same thing up front, just saturating all of that hair, combing it through, and moving it to the side. This one, you really can't mess it up because there's no developer, there's no chemicals, there's no nothing. You can almost think of it as putting a colored conditioner all through the hair. And it is just going to moisturize, make it shiny, make it vibrant, make it bright. You really can't mess this part up, which is what's so great about it. You can already see how beautiful that color is. So like I said, as soon as she processes, I will be rinsing her out. And then after I rinse this out with ice cold water, with a semi-permanent color, you do not need to use conditioner or shampoo after. It's just the cold rinse. And then I always finish off with the K18 volumizing spray, the K18 heat bounce, the leaf and flower 7-minute blowout, and the frizz remedy spray. And then before I use a hot tool, I come in with my K18 repair oil. And here is her after. I had to show it in the sunlight first because it is just like glowing. Look at that beautiful hair. Our gorgeous after. It looks like she has highlights. It looks like we used Lightener, but we didn't. That is what's incredible about reds. You don't always need to use Lightener to get an incredible vivid color. And one more shot. Look at those roots. No lines, no nothing. Just beautiful, sparkling Merlot red. And here's from the front. Jenny's so cute. If you're ever in San Diego, go to the bar at OB Noodle House and say hi to Jenny. It's one of the best restaurants in San Diego. And look at that beautiful back. The sun's not even hitting it here, and it looks like there's highlights. It's so multi-tonal and gorgeous. Like, absolutely incredible that we can do this without any lightener. It looks like she's got money pieces, right? Incredible. But thank you everybody so much for joining me for another fun tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if there's something you'd like to see in the future. I had to give some indoor shots so you could see even without the natural light outside in my studio, it still looked beautiful. So shiny and gorgeous. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. I will see you next week. Bye.